Bring your rupees, you know what I'm saying?
Seeing is a blurry dog and her blurry owner sitting behind her.
I'm kind of retarded.
Hi, you must be new.
In syphilis, the treatment is usually with penicillin.
Cheers. Cheers, buddy. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 124, Greyboys at Large. And if you're watching, the surprise has already been spoiled.
An extra human.
But if you're listening, there's somebody else here. And it's our dear friend and coworker, Craig. Craig,
welcome,
thanks for
Craig.
coming to the podcast, man.
Well, thank you, guys. It's been about a year since I've been listening. It's an honor to be here today.
Nice. It's an honor for us, too, man.
Yeah.
So cheers. Cheers to Craig.
Cheers, yeah.
Being here. That's you.
Oh.
Yeah, so you've been at Fireforge for like a year now, right?
A little over a year, yeah.
Yeah, you've done some video work for the Greyboys.
Video work.
Stuff for Time Trader, photos, video, that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, you were on
awesome.
camera for like, 99.9% of our first short. Dak and Rory.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Huge help. Couldn't have done it without
Yeah,
you.
really couldn't have.
Solid short there. Yeah. A lot of fun to work on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
Because the other day at work, you said, because Ken and I have been talking for a while now about getting you on here, and you said to me, if you had questions for the Greyboys, should you email them in or just text them?
Yes.
I was like, well, Craig,
just
we've
be
been
on it.
wondering when we were going to get you on, so let's just do this.
It worked out really well because my birthday was last
That's
year.
right.
And, best present I could have received. I mean, better than my wife's present. I get to be on the Greyboys. Yeah, it's a good week.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we're glad you're here, man. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. First guest in the new place, too, which is nice.
Yeah.
Christening
Beautiful
it.
studio. Yeah, looks good.
First of the new year.
Yeah.
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 Wow,
Yeah.
It's an honor.
Yeah.
Real honor, guys.
All right, so we can get into some questions already. If you got any questions for him?
I mean, there's some of the classics.
Okay.
How do you pull your penis out when you go to pee?
Oh, there's different
Aggressive
methods?
there's a lot, apparently.
Okay.
And I can probably guess what you're going to say.
There's two main ones, and John's in the minority.
Okay, so normally I would unbelt, unbutton, and pull down a bit.
Yeah, like
Pull down the
normal
pants
person.
and then pull down. You go over the top of your underwear or through the dick hole?
Do you wear underwear?
I do wear underwear most days. There are, slow laundry days where I skip, but I would say over the underwear. It's kind of risky trying to fish it out from in the hole. Yeah. You never know what could happen. There's a zipper in there.
Tell him what you do, you psycho.
I unzip and just pull my dick straight out the
top?
boxer hole and through the zipper, unzipped. Still buttoned, still buckled.
Are you ever worried about your stream flow getting interrupted by the navigation?
Nah, you can adjust for it.
Open up around
Yeah,
it.
you just keep it open, keep all restrictions off your penis, and I have a tiny penis, so there's not a whole lot to.
See, my problem with going over is that
He's got a hog on you.
Well, yeah, and it interrupts the flow. I'm just dribbling for minutes afterwards. It's no good, man.
Do you guys? Okay, this is a question I've had for a while. Do you guys ever, like, a lot of times, I'll pee, and like I sit there, I get it all out.
Sit there.
I stand there, get it all out, and then I tuck everything back in, and then a little dribble or something comes out.
Always.
What is that? Why?
See, I add an extra step that
What?
eliminates that. So every time I pee, because that's really annoying. I hate that
it's awful.
feeling, especially if you're wearing sweatpants.
Well, especially if you don't wear underwear.
You can see it.
Right.
Yeah.
Usually if I'm wearing sweatpants, I'm around the house, I'm not wearing underwear.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what I do. I just get 2 little squares of toilet paper, and you get it like this, So you make like a little hat
Little condom.
for your, not a condom, it's just covering the head of your
Yeah.
penis, and you just give it a good shake, and all that extra pee just kind of dribbles out, then it's not dripping.
What
in your
about
pants.
like in public though? Like say for Fireforge.
At a
for example.
urinal?
Yeah.
Then you just got to deal with it. But if I'm ever in the stall, or if I'm peeing here, or at a bathroom that there's toilet paper, like if it's a one-person bathroom, just do that,
Yeah.
and there's no pee in my pants.
I use the toothpaste method sometimes.
Like
you know,
pull-
from the bottom and pull.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I've never tried that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I've
neither.
done the toilet paper cap method, but not necessarily concerning peeing. I think it's probably going to be hard to get those last couple drops.
So
It's
the
not. You
toothpaste
just-
thing doesn't work.
It does to an extent, but you gotta. There's
That's
a
a lot
fine
of
line
pulling.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's gonna get painful. Yeah, I have great success with my
That's good
my
to know.
method. I would recommend trying it.
I'll practice sometime.
I
Give it
need
a
to.
go.
I definitely need to. It's getting worse as I get older too. For some
Yeah.
reason.
On another note, I don't know what the shame is around sitting when you pee as a man.
I sit when I
If
pee a
I'm
lot.
pooping, I sit.
Sometimes I want to look at my phone, and it's just more convenient to sit down.
especially at night too. Like
Wow.
you're kind
You
of
don't have to
tired.
aim?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
ugh, I'm not doing. I just.
Oh,
wanna
I thought
sit
you were gonna
down.
say because you're like scared, and that way you can have you can be
I'm
facing
not
front.
a child.
no one's sneaking up on you.
No, I think that should be normalized. Sitting when you pee.
Yeah, it's
is
not a big
nice.
deal. I mean, I pee. Every time I poop, I sit to pee. But if I just have to pee, I'm just getting in and out. Because if I want to look at my phone, like I love looking at my phone when I'm pooping.
Yeah.
But if I just have to pee, I'd rather just pee and then get back to the
It's
couch.
like taking a load off though for a second, you know.
I guess
long
it depends
walk.
on context too, because at work we're on our feet a lot, and so it's nice to sit down.
Mm.
Yeah, just for a minute or two.
I mean, do you have knee and back issues? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, it
Lots
helps.
of back
It is
issues.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From carrying the team on your back.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the kitchen team, you know.
The slackers.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah.
What else? What's the ultimate icy flavor?
Blue raspberry.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the right answer is red,
No,
but
it's
you guys
blue.
can say
It's-
blue raspberry.
Blue raspberry.
It's
man.
Now,
best.
where is Coke second or third?
Second. Wow. Yeah. Damn. Yeah. I like Coke. Yeah.
Nothing. I don't have anything. I mean, I would pick red probably over Coke, but I have nothing wrong with that.
A little mix.
I mean, they're all good.
They're all inferior compared to blue.
Yeah.
I just disagree.
Anything blue. I think I mentioned this to you the other day. Anything blue to me just tastes better. I don't know why.
It's appealing. Yeah, I think blue raspberry is cool because it's not a real thing. There aren't blue raspberries. It's just a made up flavor, and everyone does it kind of the same, so it's consistent across
Yeah.
brands and stuff. Yeah.
But it's kind of
good point.
magical because it isn't real.
Right.
I was
right.
always a grape flavored, like medicine or candy guy growing up.
yes,
Popsicles.
Popsicles, give me the purple one. I think also I just really like purple.
Purple's a good color.
So it might have
flavor.
started as like
Purple flavor.
I want purple because that's a color that speaks to me. And then I just Stockholm syndrome myself with purple.
I think that we do. I mean, yeah, the color of something does
It's huge.
make it feel and taste and act different.
Yeah, I mean we live in the South. We definitely know that that's a thing around here.
Yeah, no, that's true. More prominent than you'd think. Still, yeah.
crazy. Yeah, unfortunately.
What are the other ones? There were some other.
Um,
Do you sit or stand to wipe? That's been a big one on just social media recently.
people are talking about if
Yeah.
they sit or stand.
I wasn't aware people stand up when they wipe.
Apparently, yeah, I wasn't either.
Do you,
I do.
like, turn around and look at what you've done and then wipe it, or
That's
Just
another
do
thing.
do you squat?
Yeah,
or
you
full
you
stand?
never fully stand up. So you the way now it's changed a little bit now because I have the bidet.
Okay.
So it used to be, pretty extended squat while I was cleaning up. Now it's just drying off, but I still stand up to do it because it's just easier, I think, than like leaning and then reaching under.
I try to do the squatty potty thing and like get my knees up and get back there, but
You have a squatty potty?
No, I wish I did. I just
just
pretend. I go up
you
on
just
my
kinda
tippy
hold it in
toes.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It actually moves things better that way too. I've
Supposed
noticed.
to be.
Yeah.
Like another person we work with, Beeler, says he has one, and it changed his life. Changed
Highly
his poop game
recommend.
for sure.
Like, was he struggling to poop?
I
or-
don't know if he said that. He just said he got one, and it was a whole new ball game.
Yeah.
There are times where I'll lean over, looking at my phone, and I feel like I'm done, and then I sit back and lift my feet. Like, whoa, no, there's more.
How long are you usually
surprised.
sitting there when you take a poo-poo?
A poop, good 30 minutes maybe,
Jesus
25.
Christ.
Dude, sometimes I just get distracted scrolling, and I won't get up till my leg goes numb, or I don't even realize it's numb. Put my pants on and then struggle getting out the door.
Face plant.
Yeah, it's a real
Make a
thing.
day out of it. Yeah, because you aren't sitting there that long.
Not that long. Definitely, probably generally at least twice the amount of time it took for me to poop. I'm probably gonna finish looking at something on my phone. So maybe 6-minute average. 3 minutes of pooping.
Yeah, okay, so actually 3 minutes of pooping. Okay. Yeah, I do maybe 30 seconds. No, maybe 20-second average.
You're out in and out.
50.
30.
How do you even get? How many times a day are you pooping?
3 to 4 maybe.
Okay. See, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I'll have one.
One just massive.
Yeah, it'll
One
take
mass
me a while.
exodus.
Yeah. That's all I need a day.
Okay.
I guess I could make the choice to make little poops
Yeah.
through the day, and they'd be faster. But I like to
Okay.
get it all done in one shot.
That
Take my
sounds kind of
time.
nice. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Especially with Soul being around, and it's a nice little break to just have me time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes
Soul's
I
your
need it.
your child. You're a father now,
Got a
as
kid.
of several
Yes.
months ago.
Yeah, 5 months ago, my son popped out, and yeah, he's doing great, man. It's a whole new world. I do need that potty time, but I enjoy it, man. I've learned a lot and grown a lot from it, and he's a cool kid. He doesn't do much, but
Yeah.
he's nice to look at.
Eventually.
Yeah, because you say you don't even
like
talk or anything yet.
No, man.
You guys
no.
worried about him at all, or
I've been reading stuff online. If you give him a good shake, it does help.
a
but,
shake and a kick?
Yeah, so far it hasn't worked, man. Yeah, He'll make noise.
try
Yeah, just keep trying.
just try punting him one time and see where that gets you.
Okay.
I think that's what I heard is
I
is
think
a good
so
move.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little fear too.
Yeah.
I heard that gets their mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw him in a pool.
Is it terrifying being a father?
At times, yeah. Right now, it doesn't feel that scary, only because I don't have to shape his little brain yet. I just have to, keep him alive, make sure he's clean diapers and he's well fed. But once I have to start teaching him how to navigate the world, yeah, it'll be terrifying.
I feel like you're making it through the hardest part right now, though. Almost just because he's
Isn't-
so vulnerable, he can't do anything.
Don't they say
Yeah.
terrible twos? Isn't two supposed to be a nightmare?
I've heard.
Yeah, that's when they start talking and just being bad and
Yeah.
yelling and
screaming no at you and stuff.
they start getting a little personality.
Yeah, and that stuff will come. I think for now, it hasn't
Just
been
enjoy
too
the
bad.
ride.
Yeah, it's been pretty easy.
Oh, yeah.
Rendlin does a lot.
Shouts out Rendlin.
yeah, big time.
Well, he's alive and he's still going, so
Yes.
that's a plus.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Seems relatively happy most of the time. Not shaking him around.
But it has probably just changed everything, though, right?
Yeah, it's changed a lot of my outlook on things. What I do with my time and what seems important. And yeah, it's made me less depressed. I feel like I have an opportunity to do something for this kid. And my actions are my actions, but now they're more about him and how I can set him up well from here. And I just start thinking outside of my own little world. Before he came around, Rendlin and I had been married almost a year, and we were still kind of doing our own thing separately as individuals. And then when Soul came around, it was okay, I really have to stop thinking about myself and stop being selfish all the time.
That sounds like a good thing.
So that's
Yeah.
the move. If you're feeling a little sad, a little depressed, just have a
I
baby.
guess I
And
should have
Yeah.
a baby.
yeah. Turn it
Stop
all
being so
around.
selfish.
need to have twins, personally. Jesus.
See, that sounds rough because just having one is a lot. I couldn't imagine trying to keep two alive.
So I mean, maybe do you think there's something to there's always people that like have a kid sometimes to try to fix the marriage or like make everything.
Dude.
Do you think that's viable?
No, not at all.
Yeah, it
no.
seems
And
awful.
My wife and I talk about this because I've seen the move with dogs. Like for maybe couples who aren't super serious yet.
Yeah, it's kind of the new thing.
They're like, if things get a little boring, slow, you find a distraction like a dog or a baby, and you can get reunited over something.
Yeah. Right.
But
Well, I don't know if you listened to last week's, but if you get a Great Dane, they can do a lot of cool stuff.
oh yeah, I did see that.
They're at a good height, so you don't have to
Great
you just stand
companions,
there.
I've
Apparently
heard.
orifices are
Just
of larger
plenty-
size.
Yeah. And if you got bad knees and you want to have sex with a dog, Great Dane's the way to go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Big.
Yeah, it's really good. Thanks for bringing that up again.
So yeah, having a baby's great.
Hopefully not for the same reason.
no.
That's morbid.
Yeah, we do need to, not that, but we do need to pull up the dog video. You've seen it, but we do need to get your take.
Do we?
Yeah.
You think we actually do though?
Yeah,
right
go ahead
now?
and pull it up.
This is the blonde? The blonde girl?
Yeah.
Okay. It's been a little while.
Yeah, it's been a
Fresh
minute.
eyes.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in quite a while. Been missing it.
Okay, this is okay. I don't want to watch this.
The smile at the end is like, aren't you proud of me?
What,
So-
what if a girl did that to you? What would you do?
Like just sent you that?
Yeah.
It depends on how much I like her, I guess.
What?
I
Yeah.
might play along for a little bit, but someone told her to do that.
That's what I
would
think.
agree. I would agree that she didn't come up with that on her
No.
own.
All right, how you think she's what? 16, 17?
I would say between 15 and somewhere 15,
Okay.
16.
Say your 15, 16-year-old self gets sent this from a girl. I'm proud.
15,
16-year-old
16-year-old me?
fairly into it.
Yeah, let's be honest.
I'd be a
That's-
little intimidated.
I was
I
just so horned up.
think.
and
Like,
just
this girl's on a different
She'll
level.
do that to a dog.
So I'm looking back on it, like thinking about it in that form, it kind of changes the way I think about it. Because like
What
That
was
would
your
be-
initial assessment?
my initial assessment was
Shock
that,
and disgust.
like bestiality, like something like that. Like that was
She
my
does
initial
this all
thing.
the time.
Yeah, like this isn't the first time, and she probably does other things with this dog too. But now, like, it's just a kid.
But she
And-
did do that very easily. Like, she grabbed his tongue and just sucked it right up, like, no
Like
hesitation.
pushed it into
That wasn't
her
the
mouth.
first time she.
Yeah, yeah.
I
All right,
think
let's
that
watch it
this
again.
this might have been take 2 or 3 though of her first time trying it.
Could be. Eh.
The eye
She
contact
stuttered
really-
a little bit there.
I
Because
feel
it's a
like
big floppy tongue. She had to
Yeah.
guide it into her mouth.
she's trying really hard to keep eye contact as well.
Yeah, she's
that's
that's
worth
the thing.
note.
She's trying to be like cutesy about it.
Yeah, it's for another person.
Who
Wow.
asked her to make that?
2021, Jerry's decided it's for somebody else now.
I think
You've
it's
come
for-
to the light side.
I think it's for somebody else.
Yeah, it's got to be.
It's got to be for her. I'm putting my 15, 16-year-old self there.
Right.
Maybe I would have said something sick and weird like that at that point in my life.
And if she didn't, you'd meet her at the top of the stairs.
Yeah, maybe.
Bitch gonna learn today.
What did the guy at Miyabi say?
You gonna
You
is
gonna
it-
learn
learn
tonight.
today, Big Daddy. But
You
you
gonna
gonna
learn
learn tonight,
tonight.
Big Daddy. Have you ever been to Miyabi's?
No, can't say I have.
Dude, we need to take Craig to Miyabi's
God,
for
that
his
would be
inaugural.
that'd be a fucking blast.
Is
Dude,
that
it
over
is.
on Cherrydale?
No, it's out on like Haywood, Woodruff, Haywood or Woodruff.
Okay.
Would hay?
Well, what's
It's a hibachi place. So, I mean, I'm sure you've been to a Japanese hibachi
Guys
place. They
making
cook
it
it. Yeah,
in
they
front
cook
of
in
you.
front of you.
Doing
Everything.
telling jokes. Doing
Yeah,
tricks.
telling jokes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the last times we went, the guy, I mean, we just thought, like, I can't remember what all he said, but feel like we talked about it on here, but
I think we
he
did.
seemed like he was just
He had
like he had
people in his
lived a
basement.
life. Yeah, he was a creep,
Like
but
a little
really
rough?
funny.
Mm.
And yeah, people were like, wasn't there really drunk people at our table, like a drunk couple?
We were getting super. Yeah, and there was a drunk couple. They were putting back drinks,
and
then
he
we
was
were
like
too.
just fooling around with them.
Yeah.
And he kept calling people Big Daddy. He was like, "You gonna learn tonight?"
And he was slapping the rice.
Suggestive.
Yeah, that's the good one.
Very
There's no
sexual.
kids at your table, and they can really cut loose. You know.
I like that. We need to ask for no kids when we go.
Hey, we're making reservations for 3, no kids.
Yeah, I'm definitely down anytime.
Yeah, we need.
Always a blast going to
Yeah.
something like that. Putting back the sake.
I miss Miyabi's. I miss sake. I bought sake before because you can buy it places, but it just
Yeah.
doesn't have the same like. I don't know.
I
It doesn't
hate how
feel
it
as
tastes.
special. Oh, I love how it tastes.
See, I only like it in those moments.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan myself.
Really?
Sake. Yeah.
It's harsh.
Rice
Like
wine.
rice liquor, right? Yeah.
Rice wine.
Very harsh.
Yeah.
Doesn't go down smooth.
Daddy
It
like it though.
bleeds.
It's good in the right context.
It's good in my mouth.
Feels so
Always
good.
the right context.
You do the little flavors with it, or you go straight?
I straight. I've tried the flavors, but straight's the
Just
best.
sugar, flavored sugar. Not good.
Purple.
Apple.
How do you guys feel about mead?
I'm okay with it in small doses. I don't want a bunch at one time. Like one glass, I'm fine. Like half a glass, I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I like the taste, but it's just so
So yeah,
It's not
clawing.
dense. Yeah.
It's not carbonated and it's,
It's
like really
weird.
sweet.
Like
yeah.
well, we just saw the other day the meadery this around Wandering Bard.
Shouts
Shout
out Wandering Bar.
They had just the what was it? A battle royale?
Renaissance.
I guess
Oh,
Renaissance.
Yes. Yes.
Battle
That was incredible.
with medieval dressed people, like the armor and everything, and they were doing one-on-one battles where they were just beating the shit out of each other with swords.
Because it
axes
didn't
and-
seem like LARPing. It was.
No.
And I feel
it
like
was just a brawl.
I remembered after the fact because I was just so enthralled and we had such a fun
Mm-hmm.
night that night. But there's a Vice documentary, like they'll do like their documentary shorts that you can look up on YouTube. I watched it probably a couple of years ago, and it was people that do those medieval like competitions and how they train and all this shit.
Yeah.
And because you went and shot a little bit of it, right?
Yes. Yeah. There was no. It wasn't foam at all. It was like all metal,
Blunt
armor,
metal.
and real swords. And the best part was the bystanders who were all relatively drunk at that point, screaming like "fuck them up." It was awesome. Yeah.
People love
Yeah,
violence.
slamming
man.
each other with swords.
Revert back into that, like
Yeah.
their ancestors from that time.
We have violence in us.
Oh,
it,
yeah.
it
You
comes
couldn't
out
survive
of us.
without it.
It's
you
like
know?
to paint a picture for people. It was like, think of if you ever seen a video of like a backyard brawl, like a fist fight, or
Yes.
like a
Or like
wrestling.
backyard wrestling where they set up the shitty
kinda
little
like
ring.
that. But then there's just no rules.
Yeah.
You just go at it.
Instead
and
of
they just-
Speedos, they're wearing full
Yeah.
knight armor with sword shields. The best, though, was when they threw down the weapons and did the fist fight. Did you see that one?
I did not
So-
see
They
this.
just had like metal hands. Going
There
at
was
each
it
other.
was the red knight and then this brown knight. And they were going with just fists.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously they have their helmets on and then their gauntlets. All of a sudden, the red knight is on the ground for a solid 3.5, 4 minutes because
Oh.
he just got clocked and was out.
Well, I'm sure you were gassed too at that point.
Yeah, because none of them looked very in shape. The Green Knight, I mean, he was small. Some of the other ones had some tummies on them.
They were going hard too. They
Yeah.
were not holding back.
No,
with
they
those
really
swords.
weren't.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool to see.
Well, then you came over and said that there was a rack of weapons if you wanted to go challenge him,
yeah,
right?
yeah. People were lining up, and you could choose your sword and get out there. Yeah, I wasn't interested. But,
Yeah, I don't have the time or the guts to do that.
no. It was
So,
cool though.
I mean, so if you did go fighting, did you see like extra suits of armor or anything, or was it?
Nothing like
It
that.
wasn't?
I
Okay.
just saw the weapons readily available. Yeah, one of those maces on a.
Like choose your weapon when you're
Yeah,
about to go into
chain.
battle or something.
Yeah,
Kind
What
of
is that called? A morning star? Isn't that called a morning star?
Sounds about right.
yeah.
Definitely from
Sword
Warcraft.
mace.
Morningstar.
Mace is the one that's just a blunt ball on the end of a stick.
Yeah,
but I think the one with
has
the
a
chain is
with
the
ball,
Morningstar.
And then you spin it and you just whack
That's
it
what
at
I was
people.
talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
Morningstar.
I think that's right. Sauron had one.
Oh yeah.
The Dark Lord Sauron.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, here's a game. Fuck, marry, kill. Lord of the Rings cast.
Just any of them?
Yeah, any of them.
Fucking Frodo.
Yeah.
So or is that are we doing the
Mary and
away.
Sam.
are we doing the fellowship? Like the 9 in the fellowship? Or just anyone in the whole
I want to say the universe because the fellowship is men mostly.
It's
but I'm open to
Yeah,
that.
it's all men.
Yeah, I'm open to. How about both?
Which makes it a little more,
Yeah.
gay
Whatever
boys
you
at
prefer.
large. What are we doing? The
I
whole
need to-
universe? All right.
the whole universe.
The Lord of the Rings universe.
Okay.
He's gonna struggle here.
Yeah.
He's named the
Should
3
we
he
just-
knows at this
should we
point.
No,
keep
I
it
got
narrowed to the
a
fellowship?
couple more.
Let's
up my
just do the
sleeve.
fellowship so
Yeah.
Ken has a chance.
Hey, how about this? We have
Pull up the fellowship. So obviously you're
just
gonna.
the fellowship.
If it's the fellowship, you're marrying Aragorn because you're now gonna
What
be
do I type? This is
the
it.
Fellowship of the Ring.
And then what? That's
And
it.
then go to images, and it should show the actual fellowship, hopefully, and not just the movie poster. Yeah, there's the fellowship right there,
Them?
right here.
Oh, see, I know. Yeah, I know them all.
Name them.
Aragorn, Gandalf, Legolas, Faramir,
Nope. It's
Faramir,
It's Faramir's brother.
Laramir,
Close. Keep doing that, and you'll eventually get it. I'd suggest starting at the beginning of the alphabet.
Aramir,
Warmer.
Baromir,
Very close.
Faramir,
I'd back up and change a little bit.
Baromir.
Very close.
Change a little bit.
Change one letter. The second letter.
Baromir,
Another vowel.
Boromir.
Hey!
Okay. Oh, he's back there too. Gimli.
Yeah, what's
You got Sam, Frodo, Merry, and Pippin.
There you go.
You got it.
All right.
All right, so fuck, marry, kill. Here we go. You're fucking Legolas. He's the prettiest.
Who?
Me.
Yeah.
I'm killing. Boromir. I mean, why not? And I'm gonna marry Aragorn, obviously. And I am now the Queen of Gondor.
Well. Okay. See, I'm still sticking to fucking Frodo
Okay.
because he's
He's
so
the most
small and
boyish.
yeah.
Probably the
Looks kind
least
of
amount of
girl.
hair. Least amount of body hair.
Can't
I'm
run
killing
away too
Gimli
fast.
just to piss you off.
Oh wait, man.
And I'm gonna marry maybe Gandalf just because he's gonna die soon, and then I'll have some more options after that.
No, he's not gonna die soon. He's a literal.
Who's
like,
gonna die the soonest?
Well, Boromir dies in the first
Boromir.
movies.
Marry
Spoiler
Boromir.
alert.
Yeah,
you
I was
haven't
gonna
seen it.
say I'd kill him off. Just
Yeah.
like get that out.
That's
of the way.
easy, right?
Yeah. Probably marry Legolas only because he seems, spiritual, woo woo.
Right. Yeah,
Be
yeah.
interesting to talk to. I'd probably fuck Aragorn.
Yeah,
just
that'd be
he's
wild.
like a woodsman.
Yeah,
yeah, a
there you
little
go.
rough.
Yeah. Just his calloused hands all over you.
Yeah. Battle hardened.
Oh, he's fucking you probably.
God, love
this guy's
hands.
His hands. He did have some thick hands. How'd they make him look so small here?
I mean,
Stools?
the ones behind him are probably on apple boxes.
He looks so much wider too.
I feel like that would take so much planning for those films.
Yeah.
to
Have
make
you ever watched like the
some of the
it's insane.
commentaries?
Like the forced
Yeah.
perspective and stuff? Like if in some of the shots when Gandalf's sitting with them in like the hobbit holes, if you boom the camera up like 6 inches, there you would see this giant gap in the table to where Gandalf was much closer to the camera. The hobbit's way back. There's a separation in the table. The stuff on Gandalf's table is smaller. Like this would be Gandalf's cup, but
yeah.
this would be one of the hobbits. And then there's just this big space, like the table just ends, and then they're way back there, so they look smaller. So now if they're having a conversation, they can't look at each other because the hobbit would be looking towards camera, Gandalf would be looking away, so they just have to look straight at the wall, and it looks like they're looking at one another. It's incredible.
Complicated.
It's
Very
so cool.
complicated.
That's why it's so good.
If we have 4 or 5 more hours, I can keep going.
Nah. You got any other ones?
Any other?
Well, I would do Fireforge staff, but that's a bit close to home.
Yeah, that might not be the best idea. We'll spew a little bit. What were some of the questions that you were thinking about sending in? Is now a good time to go to that?
Sure. Well, yeah, let's navigate into that. I'll pull out my note here.
What is that, a phone?
It is, yeah. Not one of them fancy iPhones.
Galaxy, huh?
Yeah. Straight Talk Wireless from Walmart.
Galaxy in your hands, man.
Gets the job done. Okay,
the best
so there aren't
name.
many. I
Okay.
sat and really thought for a while today, but I've got a couple here. So one question I have is, why do white people love buffalo chicken so much?
What do you mean buffalo chicken? Like just buffalo sauce or like hot
buffalo?
chicken?
Yeah, buffalo chicken. No, not like hot chicken. Like buffalo flavored chicken, buffalo chicken pizza, buffalo dip.
It's a really good
Yeah.
question, Craig,
That's
and
a
I have
good
an answer for you.
Okay.
Because pretty much all food comes from somewhere else. White people did not invent any foods hardly, but there was some guy who loved really light beer in Buffalo, New York, who came up with a really tasty sauce, and it's one of the few things we can cling on to, and hopefully say is ours, because the majority of stuff we say is ours. I mean, it came from other people. We just take it and say it's ours.
So another way to say that would be because it's not because it's American, because it's not ethnic in any way.
Well,
way.
it's not.
Exactly.
It's pretty mild tasting. There's
Yeah.
not a lot. It's pretty one dimensional.
It's but it's good.
It's good.
It's so
yeah.
good.
It's
yeah.
delicious.
Yeah, but like for me personally, if I get wings and stuff, I usually don't go towards buffalo. I usually go towards like dry rub or something like that.
I like a good lemon pepper dry rub.
Yeah, that's nice.
delicious.
I mean, I like that too. I
Sure.
mean, it depends though. Like,
It's just a general thing since we've been serving that sandwich that I'd see white people really like buffalo chicken.
it's like it's a huge thing, and like
Yeah.
the people, even with like the hot chicken popping up around here, it's just
Yeah.
it's crazy. Do you think that boneless wings are nuggets?
Yes, yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
they are.
They're not what wing looks like.
Yeah,
how
they just do it
remove
so adults.
it's
don't
not
feel
even wing
weird.
meat.
No,
Yeah, it's not.
It's
It's
like
just,
breast.
It's literally a nugget.
they still come in shapes too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's literally, and then they usually douse that in buffalo sauce too.
I mean, I'll
Yeah.
eat them. I'm just not calling them wings.
Yeah,
It's
stupid. You
Yeah.
don't call them wings.
adult
it's,
nuggets.
Yeah.
It's a marketing thing. Just
Yeah.
it's a nugget. You're ordering a nugget. You're an adult. It's fine.
You nugget.
Got a nugget for you.
All right. Next question I've got here is I may have asked one of you this before, but are the Greyboys Eskimo Brothers?
No.
And if not, are you open to being Eskimo
Sure.
Brothers?
That's the
one
plan.
day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the goal.
What if we did it to each other though?
Then we are, I don't know,
Eskimo Brothers.
one Eskimo,
The single Eskimo.
Escamorphs.
No, definitely open. I mean, I don't know. I doubt it'll ever happen, but
Why, you willing to take that bullet for us?
No,
okay.
I'll pass
All right,
today.
I mean-
but yeah, I was just thinking my best friend were Eskimo Brothers, and it's like a special bond now that we share.
I'm sure it's cool. We have a weird thing though, where we rarely find the same person. We rarely find the same person attractive, and I've never like been so like opposite with somebody.
Which is nice.
It is
right?
interesting.
Because it's like there's obvious people like, celebrities and stuff where it's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, but like we'll be riding down the street,
it's like normal.
see
people.
somebody, and I know who you're gonna find attractive. Like 95% of the time, if I see a picture, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll send this to Ken.
Well, I feel like sometimes he does that at work. Like we'll just be hanging behind the bar and be like, Ken would like that when I'm gonna take a pic, something like that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I know exactly. Like I have honed in on like these specific things that you
Yeah, I didn't know that before until you kind of pointed it out. But there's definitely certain facial features and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Can you describe the perfect Ken woman, or maybe ones that would follow that pattern of this is the model that Ken likes?
I can give you some broad strokes because it's a hard thing to like describe. Like when I see them, because they are like you're attracted to a unique species of woman.
Sad
so-
girls.
Now, if we're going into personality, that's a little bit more broad of a spectrum.
Yeah. It is.
But
It's all
looks
over the
But
Look-wise,
visually,
yeah.
I can tell like, oh, Ken would aesthetically like that. 90% of the time, 85% of the time, they're gonna be brunette.
Yeah. It's weird. Like I don't know if like naturally blonde people, I feel like they have a little bit different genetics, so they don't really get that same facial type. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's very rare
But I
that
thought about that.
a blonde has that face that archetype of face that you
Archetype
gets
is a
you
word.
going. See, now here's one where we kind of have a similar thing, but yours is just different. Like there's a very specific nose, and there's a specific nose for me too.
Okay.
But there's one for you that's a little more of a broad spectrum,
Yeah.
and then mom jeans.
I like mom jeans.
He loves mom.
Yeah.
What's a good way to put it?
High waist.
High waist,
yeah,
Just something, something a little off the
Baggy.
beaten path,
Yes, yeah.
They're probably at some point gonna have back problems, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay. I think I know what you're saying. Blessed women. Yeah.
And often, I think for me, like when I look at people that I'm attracted to, just straight visually, the main through line is that specific nose. Weirdly, that a lot of them have. Yours is their cheeks.
Cheeks, you think?
Cheekbones.
I know.
Yeah.
Is it like
that
high
makes sense.
cheekbones? Prominent?
Pronounced. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not so much placement as it is visibility.
Usually like a rounded kind of face too.
Okay.
I feel like most of the time.
Less than long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Good
Less
one.
eggy.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I'm bad with that kind of stuff. So I still haven't like picked out John's. Like, because there is that certain nose, but I still don't know exactly what it is.
Well,
I say pointy.
See, you're looking at the wrong part of the nose.
you're just looking at the tip if you're
Yeah.
talking pointy.
It could be a pointy nose,
Is it
but it
a
could also be a
bridge
rounded nose. But you're looking at the wrong spot.
Where,
It's
like
the
here?
bridge thing.
Down here.
Down. Oh, you like it like. Oh. Okay.
Do you like a little Who action?
Like
a
pull up,
Who
Yeah.
pull up,
Audrey
pull up
Hepburn.
Audrey Hepburn,
Yeah. Okay.
who is probably the ultimate. Her the documentary about her is on Netflix right now. It's incredible. Images.
Okay. Yeah, I mean you see it right there.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So that little overhang is
yeah. There's this.
attractive
Well,
to
it's I don't know. It's this part for some reason.
Where's her? Can we get?
Where
Can
it's
we get a
almost like a
profile?
clover.
Here,
Yeah.
Comes
guys?
down, kind of.
Hello.
What?
Can we get a profile? Maybe.
That's close. Yeah,
mean,
yeah. I
Yeah,
see
you
what
can
you're
see it
saying.
there.
You can
Yeah.
see it there.
Okay.
I don't know, and I never realized it. Like that wasn't the thing. But then as I started, I don't know, thinking about it, I realized there was like this line of people, celebrities that I found attractive. I was like, they all have the same nose, basically.
It's the common thread.
Who else has something
Right
similar?
there.
Well, Lily Collins.
Yeah, but who else?
Did you watch Emily in Paris?
Can't
Dude,
say
we
I have.
watched this really good.
It is actually
Nominated for Emmys. It's really good. Season 2 is I'm so excited.
Okay.
think
I do have some more.
Yeah, keep going, keep
Unless we want to keep
Well,
it.
is there a feature for you that's kind of like that?
Dude, my taste has changed in different stages of life. I don't know if it was like the girls I was with, I slowly like adapted to being more attracted to
Yeah.
that type of girl, or if it was just naturally, through the development. When I was in high school, like going through the puberties, I really liked slender, like real thin girls. And then somewhere in college, there's a shift to like bless
Yeah,
women.
you grew up.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, the string bean thing. Not string bean. It's like, not
French cut green bean.
yeah, just well
Half a
endowed.
person.
That was an appealing thing to me. I guess I've always liked women with darker hair as well, as opposed to like blondes. It's something genetically or their pheromones. I've read pheromones have a big deal with it. You could be attracted to a
100%.
person.
You two could pop off right now.
You'd be attracted
pheromones.
to a person.
No, that's just within us.
Yeah.
Like when you meet somebody,
You're
I feel like you
drawn.
can kind of smell them, and there's something that has to do with genetics. Like, oh, we can have a child and they're not going to die right away, or have some genetic disability.
Yeah,
or
this
something
one's
like that.
superior somehow.
Yeah,
it's
it's gotta be, and there's studies on it and stuff too. But it's also like when you like somebody a lot and you're with somebody, usually you find them more attractive via that way too.
Right.
Which I've found.
Yeah. So I don't know. I would say I've dated a variety of shapes and sizes. Yeah, I knew I liked Rendlin a lot because she was just cool. But as far as and attractive, but nothing specific. That I was like, oh yeah, that's the common thread here.
What's it like to be completely in love and happy?
Oh, it's great, man. Yeah. Not happy every day, but generally I do feel quite happy. It's cool.
good.
Cool. Must be nice.
Yeah. I would say like when I decided to marry Rendlin, it was only because I knew that I would not find another person who I just jived with so well. Like when we kind of started dating, hanging out, I was still like fucking around on Tinder and stuff and seeing a couple other girls. And the more I like still saw what was going on, what my options were, and then like kept thinking about this friend that I have who like knows me super well and just fully accepts who I am. I don't have to be anything else. I was like when you get married, you're looking for a friend, someone to hang with. And she's like the only person I can hang with for long bouts of time and not get tired of it or like want to be on my own. So that's how I knew, but everyone's got a different.
Seems like good
idea.
advice. Somebody you just want to hang out with.
Oh yeah,
you
someone
gotta be
you can
friends.
tolerate, because you can fall in love and be all caught up in those feelings, but then like a month later, a couple of years later, you're like, this person's like kind of a bitch. But not, not really.
Yeah.
But
That could definitely happen.
Yeah. So it's been it's good being happy. I like it. I'm
Cool,
very
man.
very
That's
blessed.
Yeah, that's cool. That's great. That's awesome. Good for you, guy. Good for you. That's
but
awesome.
see, I've got one other question here. I think.
What is it? What is it like being
Getting
aggressively
laid
alone?
all the time. Oh, man. How's it like not getting laid all the time? This one's a little more, I guess, just open-ended. And I said, what is something that you consider highly underrated? Whether it be a person, something, music, some artist you like, or a film. Just something that you think doesn't get enough credit it deserves.
Ooh. I feel there's a lot
It doesn't
of
have to be general either. It could just be like something you've learned to appreciate in the last month or so.
Josh Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett?
Yeah.
I mean, I agree.
Then why'd you say it so accusatorily?
It was random.
So I'll chime in and just say Wilson's Five and Dime over on Orange Road
recently went there.
is
You were
incredibly
telling me about this
underrated.
place.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. If you need anything and
Yeah.
really nothing, you can go in there and find something.
I want to go so bad. You've painted it in such a beautiful,
Dude.
mystical light.
They have everything. They've got party supplies. They have children's toys. They have hardware, office supplies. a million keychains, like anything you could possibly think or not think of is going to be there.
Because you got some new sunglasses from there that you
new
love, right?
I actually bought a second pair because I thought I lost the first pair, and it was like, well, I could always use a second one. So I got that, and then found the first pair. So now I've got two, and worth having two for sure.
Greg's just straight up double fisting them glasses now.
Yeah,
So
but
many.
I got my St. Pat's decorations there. I mean, they have everything. Yeah.
I do want to go. I passed it so many times, but I've never gone in there.
Well, maybe whenever we go to Miyabi's, we can go there first and just have a good time. Just make a whole day out of it, like a
prepared,
night.
get it super excited beforehand. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Buyer items. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, yeah, if we're thinking Greenville stuff, there's definitely local things that are
Underrated?
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Fireforge. I feel like there should be a line out the door.
Sometimes there is.
I think I think Velofellow's underrated. I feel that should be Exile. That's underrated. Trapdoor. See, I feel like Trapdoor should be booked out for months in advance. But you can what is Monday right now? We're recording this. You can get a reservation for Friday.
See, I feel like I get what you're saying because it is delicious.
It is.
But I don't think this is a town to
Yeah.
where things are going to be booked out for months.
That's valid.
I guess,
too,
I guess that's the
You know what
thing.
I mean?
Like, there are certain places
There's
that are booked
place-
out for like a couple weeks.
It's like
but
this isn't so much a town
Yeah.
of destination food. Like there's really good food a lot of places,
Yeah.
but it's not like Nobu.
We
yeah.
are starting to gain a reputation for being a foodie town.
It
though.
seems like that.
Yeah. Food
mean, that'll
is
be
starting
nice.
to pick up, I suppose. There are a couple little bougie things. People try to be, food people here.
I mean,
I
I'm
like
bi-
being food people.
I'm biased, but I think like live music, like local live music's underrated here.
Yeah.
There's not a big like group or like population that's like super supportive in that sense.
Yeah, there is a big music scene. I've seen there's a lot of different local bands in
Yeah.
little pockets.
Yeah,
too.
little pockets.
Yeah.
Time Traveler.
Yeah, that Time Traveler. I
Who are
heard they're jamming
really
out
good.
lately. Yeah.
We were at their show the other night.
Oh, how's that? Some of their shows.
we lost you for a while there.
Dude, there was like a solid. We got off of work around 5, and you guys didn't go on until 9.
Yeah, it was a long
That's
time.
a long time
it
to
was
drink.
a long
and
time.
Yeah. Too much time on my.
It was
hands.
too much time for me too.
Well, I'll tell
I
you,
didn't realize it though.
Yeah.
pacing was the name of the game that night, boys, and
Well, I mean, we went, me and you went at it for a while. I didn't even realize it until, we were going at it from like 6:30 until like 1:30.
yeah.
This
But
is
now,
before the
but now
show?
here's the thing: from 6:30 to 9ish, 6:30 to 8:30. It was. I was doing some future planning.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, as strong as the allure of free Miller Lite is, you had to fight it a little bit, which is one of the reasons it was a smart move to whiskey for a little bit.
Was
you're
it
not
a
just
smart
like,
move?
You're just sipping.
I was putting them down.
See,
pretty
that's
fast.
that's just a glutton for pain, you know.
It was so cold. It warmed me up though.
It was very cold. I will say that.
But I do think one thing that I think is underrated that I started doing recently, and now that it's warmed up a little bit, is a nice walk. That's
Okay.
underrated. Like
A
that can change your whole perspective on everything for the day. It makes you feel. It can make you feel so much better. If you feel bad, it's so nice out, and you just go for a little stroll.
Especially no headphones, just being alone with your thoughts,
Exactly,
see
yeah.
what you see.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would agree with that. What do you think, John?
Apart from Josh Hartnett,
I guess you just get
I mean, all my stuff just goes straight to like movies.
He will
that's
forever be
valid.
connected with the Conjoined twins for me. You know
Josh
the-
Hartnett?
Yeah. You know the Conjoined twins, like
Oh,
the TLC show.
in the Minnesota.
blonde
Yeah, because
girls?
they both went in. They both been into. I used to work at a coffee place in Minnesota, and they both went in there.
No way.
Yeah,
You've met
and
those girls?
I didn't meet them. I was
You just saw them.
this far away from them,
Oh.
but I didn't meet them.
What was that like?
It was enthralling. I was curious the whole time. I kept like looking, like taking little peeks.
They
'Cause
noticed.
I'm trying to remember if they got. I think they got 2 drinks. I think they got their own separate drinks.
He was spitting at him, saying, "We don't serve your kind here."
Wink at
I'm
one,
trying to
not
think
the
if one, I can't remember. I think one controls both the arms.
We looked it up within like the past 4 months. I don't remember.
I remember you guys talking about the saddest thing is that if one passes away, then
other
it's
one's
just
Yeah.
a matter
it.
of time. Yeah, that
They're
would
connected
be tough.
in every way.
They just get rotten.
I don't know what I do not know what that would be like. I got a couple of brother-in-laws that are twins, and I've heard that like twins, when one of them passes away, like the other one really feels it. It's like a tough thing, but yeah, I don't know what that's like.
You should try and sew them together and see what happens.
There's movies about that, yeah. Centipede,
Human
yeah,
centipede.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll watch that.
I mean, don't do them ass to mouth. Do them
Yeah.
like,
ear to ear,
like
or
stuck
something.
on me, like shoulder to
Yeah,
shoulder.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Is there anyone that you would be willing to be sewn onto for, say, maybe a year? Just give it a go for a year.
Oh God! I
Definitely
mean,
not.
no one that I'd be willing to.
Nobody.
But if you had to pick somebody,
If you had to pick one person to be sewn to for a year,
you'd almost want it to be an absolute stranger. So after the year, you just could never
dip
see him
out.
again.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Unless
Would you want it to
fell
be a
in love
guy
or
or
something.
girl?
A guy.
Yeah, I feel like you wouldn't want it to be a girl.
No.
No.
No, you'd want it to be a guy because I mean, there's so many just like savage moments in your life that aren't even meant to be savage. Like some of the shits I take, I would be mortified if there was a lady present.
That's valid.
You know, I would be
But a man,
mortified
like, bro,
for
this
myself and for them. I mean, sometimes it sounds like sometimes when I poop, it sounds like someone like a bottle rocket shot the cap off like a Gatorade bottle, and it's just
I've never heard this. Somehow,
what?
the sound of your shits.
Because
The sound of shitting.
I plan it. Like I don't want people to hear me shit.
Dude, there are times I purposely leave the door open and wait and just rip real loud and just wait for Renlin to come
Because
close
it's
it.
fun. It's
Just
funny.
to like
Yeah.
throw your dominance around.
Oh yeah, like yeah. If you don't want to hear it, you can come close the door.
It's funny to fart on people or fart loud and stuff. So it's that same kind of thing.
What's great is that Soul is starting to fart, and he will fart.
Fart is starting to soul.
Fart is starting to soul so loud. And between him and I do feel bad for Renlin because there are times where we're just going back and forth, and he'll laugh about it. He'll fart really loud and just start smiling real big at you, like he knows
Wow.
what he did. Oh yeah,
It's just inherently in dudes
Probably just
to be
feels-
like
it
farts are
feels
funny.
good, though.
That's true. It does feel that just that release of pressure.
yeah.
That sweet release.
And sometimes in the middle of the night, he'll yell, like he'll be in his basket over here, and just we'll hear him struggling, and he'll and just rip, man. It's pretty funny.
Well, I do wonder because there are times like I soul a lot during the day, but sometimes I soul so loudly
Squeaky souls.
that it makes me laugh. Like the sound makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I
Well,
wonder,
that's a
like,
good
is
one.
that a thing you learn, or you think that's just inherently in people?
I think that's just in people, man. But yeah, when you're alone and you fart and you're like, that came from me.
My
Yeah.
butt. That's
Yeah.
butt air.
Proud of it. I was like, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's always nice. If I have like a super like big poop too, I'm like, dang, that was a big one. That was good.
Yeah,
I
that's,
like that.
that's very pleasing.
You guys know about the poop knife?
What?
Google poop knife.
Poop knife?
Yeah. So this is a whole subculture I am learning about. There are families that grow up with a poop knife in the bathroom.
Should I
To
image
like
maybe?
save the pipe?
Maybe
No, here the original poop knife. Let's go
yeah,
to this.
or
Is this
there's
it?
there's a whole subreddit about poop knives where these kids grow up and there's just a knife in their bathroom for big shits that won't flush. So you cut it in half, and I'm sure I don't know if you guys have had to do that. I had to do that almost recently.
I have not.
You've never had a poop so long that you flush it a couple times and it's just spread across the hole and it doesn't.
I've had some that like kind of turn around, but they always flush.
I've
yeah.
had some, like, you're talking about really like sturdy ones that won't break.
Yeah.
And they come out in such a long form, they won't go down. I've
You
had
gotta
that.
break them in half somehow.
But see, I never broke them down. I just let them kind of erode in the water for a while and then flush them later once they softened up.
Never heard of this.
Yeah,
I've never heard of a poop knife.
I've never heard
but
of
I have
it, yeah.
had poops that didn't want to go away.
Yeah, see, I've heard stories or was reading stories about these people that grow up with a knife in their bathroom, their family bathroom. They go over to a friend's house or, a date, and they're like, "Hey, where's your poop knife?" And they have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah, that's
people
aggressive.
leave these in the bathroom. It's probably a hereditary thing.
That's what I was going to say. So it's just a
with big
family
shits.
that just has solid logs coming out of their bees.
Which
So
is
if you
gotta
go on like
be-
a first date and then poop at somebody's house, that's an aggressive move, right?
That's an
Hey, you got
aggressive
a
move.
poop
And
knife?
yeah.
but
Like you may die that night if you're the other person on the date. Look at this thing. So it's just a spatula with
it kind of reminds me
with
of
metal in it.
the mayonnaise spreader at work.
So yeah, it's just that's different. It has a strong metal core.
Yeah, as it should.
It's got
really.
hygienic silicone on it.
And it's got to be based on what people eat. Like,
Yeah,
if your
like-
family needs a poop knife, like maybe look at your daily diets. But
Well, I mean, you could use this. You could like do your eggs in the morning, and then
Yeah.
when you're done,
Whip
wash
'em
it,
up.
and then do that. Yeah,
Spank your
hygienic
significant other.
silicone,
yeah,
A lot of different 9.5 inches. Man. A lot of uses for that guy.
yeah. Cool
Yeah.
teardrop shape, kind of.
Yeah, that thing's legit.
I just
Yeah,
use a normal butter knife, but to each their own.
Yeah, if anybody has this, I'd love to know. Like, if you grew up with this, I've never heard of anybody using anything like this before.
Email the Greyboys and let them know about your poop knife stories.
The Greyboys at large. Or
Is there funny?
At
Here's a
gmail.com.
Reddit about it.
poop knife.
My family poops big.
We're a family of big poopers.
Like, is their father a horse or something? Like, what's the deal? These people need
Midwest corn.
They
fed.
need literal weapons in their bathroom to fight their poops down.
They
the
learned how
toilet.
to digest the corn, and it just becomes like
Just a
viscous
cob.
and like.
It just turns into a cob
Yeah.
in their system. My family poops big. Maybe it's genetic. Maybe it's our diet. But everyone births giant logs of crap. If anyone has laid a mega poop, you know that sometimes it won't flush. It lays across the hole in the bottom of the bowl, and the vortex of draining water merely gives it a spin as it mocks you.
Huh. All right. He wrote a lot. Let's see what's happening here. What's
Well, that's what's going to be. People telling their stories of
A lot
Cutting
of
their
poop
poop.
knife stories out there.
Well, it's a thing.
I don't know if it's worth investing. I think you'd
$20
find-
bucks.
It's like I have poops like that occasionally.
Yeah, I don't
It's
have
not
them.
like a daily need.
Mine are years apart.
Mm.
I think, honestly, the last time was when I was in college.
Do you guys remember, while we're on poop, do either of you remember the worst poop you have? Or the worst poop you've ever had? Like, most painful, I suppose. Because it's burned into my mind the most painful poop I ever had.
Go on.
My dad used to run these wilderness trips out in Canada. We'd go out into the woods for 3 or 4 days, hiking, canoeing, and they'd pack us food. It was always like ramen, trail mix, stuff like that. So I'm on this diet of trail mix and ramen for 3 or 4 days, and they didn't have bathrooms out there at the campsites, so you just had this box. I called it the treasure chest. And it was just like a box kind of down the trail, away from camp, maybe 100 yards. Follow this little trail and you get this box. Lift up the toilet, or you lift up the lid and there's a little hole. And you just sit on this wooden box and shit into a hole. And I felt like I was going to die on that box. God. Yeah. I was crying, like straight up crying. It was so painful. And
it was so solid?
It was
just stretching you out?
Yes. Yeah,
oh my
it was
God.
the stretch, man. It wasn't even like a long poop. It was just like breaking
girthy?
Just
breaking
thick.
the seal. And,
Yeah, I've had those.
I
I've had
cried.
those often.
I cried. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna recover.
Did you
from this
bleed?
one. Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah, I bled.
Do you think it affected your butthole?
Oh yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like I've recovered. I don't bleed anymore.
But is it like looser now because of that? You think?
Let's see that thing.
I don't know. You know, I don't think so.
No,
You got a pretty tight hole.
Yeah, I would say.
I think
still.
buttholes recover. I've had painful poops.
I've never had anything like that. I've had some super painful ones. Like I had a super spicy one a couple weeks ago. I was telling you about after we ate some hot chicken.
You're talking painful heat wise.
Heat wise,
Like you've never had a
like-
gaping.
No,
poop.
yeah, I've
this
never
is
had a
like-
gaping.
That's wild.
I've
Dane
had-
Cook used to have a joke about that.
I've never had a gaping poop.
So
I've
you're
had,
the exception.
I've had the ones where they've been bloody before.
It's just like lava coming out of your butt.
Yeah, it's like it's bloody. Well, not even hot. They're like bloody, and I feel like this pain in my stomach. Like I feel like I have to poop, but then I don't, and then I go and just like blood comes out or something.
Jeez, I've never had that.
That
never had
sounds
that.
like you need to see a
Good
doctor.
Lord.
dude.
I hadn't had it in a long time, but
I have
I had it a
heard
couple
if you
times.
bleed, like that's a big. You should go.
It
call
hadn't happened
somebody.
in years, so I feel fine. That was
probably
actually that was actually a weird thing that I took. That was one of the things we were talking about when you're with somebody. If you you transfer biome, because the other person that I was with at the time had like that similar situation happening,
Oh,
and then I had never had it happen before.
sounds
and
like
then
an
all of a sudden-
STD, dude.
with the butthole
bloody
STD.
ass
Maybe
STD.
so. I
Maybe.
don't know, man.
I don't know.
It's whack.
So that hurt. That's painful. It's
Yeah.
not good. And you're sitting there and it's like that same kind of feeling with the hot poops where you get like sweaty and you feel like anxious and like your skin's crawling.
You
and
don't
just,
want
like-
it to come out.
No, and
you
you
know
just,
it's
like-
gonna be bad.
Yeah, you're just like over it and it's just the worst thing. But I've never had like a gaping, just like mammoth come out of
Like
me.
giving birth almost.
No, it's painful.
Yeah. Speaking
Ripping
of
and a tearing.
buttholes,
Yeah, it just feels like it's gonna just.
I've had some like kind of every once in a while get kind of like a sharp edgy one come out. You know what I mean?
something you ate.
Like so
A lot of poop talk on this
so
episode.
it has like a little
People
little
love
bulbous
poop
little
talk.
edge to it that kind of goes out. That
Catches you.
doesn't feel. Yeah, it kind of catches you a little bit on the way
yeah.
out.
Would you eat a penis? Jesus.
What were you gonna say about buttholes?
Oh man. So my question for you guys is: have you ever? Would you be open to a woman putting her finger in your butthole?
I'll answer that question.
Or have you ever put your own finger in your butthole? Just, throw in a wild card there.
Okay, I'll answer both of those. So the first one, I haven't, but I would be open. But I feel like maybe we talked about this. I would need to know in advance because
The right context.
Need her to
just like-
butter you up.
yeah, it's like nothing.
Literally.
It's chaos down there right now. Like it's just
You
it's
need
a
to prepare.
forest. It's like I need to like maybe douche or I don't know if that's the thing. Just kind of clear out for a while.
Just come sit on my bidet for a while.
It's not going to be good if it's just a random interaction with a butthole.
Yeah, no, it would need to be like, hey, this is gonna happen.
Yeah, I would be open.
Cleaned.
I'll be open to it. I don't know if I'd actually like it that much or not, but
Yeah.
I'd be open to it.
Okay. Well,
And then I
that's
feel
fair.
like I don't know. Every kid like sticks a finger in their butthole at some point, right?
That's true. Maybe. I mean, when I was a kid, I can't say I ever like,
I did. I just wanted to see what it felt like.
That's all I do anymore. I just walk around my finger in my ass all day.
I don't remember it feeling particularly good or bad.
2 knuckles deep.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, maybe try it and then get back to us next week.
yeah, I'm open.
So you haven't.
No.
Okay.
I mean, not a woman. I mean, or a man. Really.
Revelations.
I've explored all
A
aspects.
couple men. No.
I've explored aspects of my own body, but no, I have not.
So
no
you
one
put
else.
you put your own finger in your ass.
Yeah. Well, while I was doing other things, just like
Laundry?
people say this is good, so
Yeah.
may as well see
Yeah.
if the hype's
No,
all-
yeah,
yeah.
Sounds, I mean, why not?
been there.
Try it out.
But yeah, I guess we'll keep you posted on someone else. Yeah, getting at it.
Shouts out Rendell.
So to move away from poop and fingers up your own ass, I had a question for you. What do you think the world will look like in 20 years in your mind? I'm curious because I have like my own picture. I'm sure John has his own picture of how it's gonna be.
I would say it's going to go one of two ways. We'll either have a technological dystopia where like it's just a continuation of what we already see, everyone on their phones, but even more so. So more regular day-to-day life will be integrated into a cloud or the internet.
Neuralink?
Yes, yeah, more of that stuff. And if the Neuralink thing happens, I think it's going to be bad because I think at some point someone's going to have the pay gap, the pay wall to be able to get the upgrades that your general person wouldn't, and that just opens up a whole slew of things.
Yeah.
Either that or we get our shit together a little bit and maybe realize like we are still like biological human matter and need to be interacting with other like each other and the world outside and nature, and we reconnect with that in some way.
Yeah.
So I see some of that with like you know, these trendy like documentaries coming out about how social media is bad and about how, you know, we're all still using it, but it's there. Like there is information that like, hey, maybe we should dial this back a bit. But I also like, I'm not one to be like, oh, the future's bad or technology's bad. You can think of when you're a kid, like your grandma saying, oh, television, this, that. Like you didn't take that seriously. So kids growing up, like with my own kid, I don't want to be like, hey, the internet, social media, that's all evil. But I do want there to be like, this is a tool you can use, but also instill like a connection to other people and to your part in the greater nature of everything, and being connected outside of, you know, the cloud and stuff. I think it's going to be one of those. One or the other. It'll either devolve or we're going to kind of get past our connection to technology, or just better incorporate it into real living.
What would you rather have? Would you rather devolve a little bit?
Dude, I would rather have everyone be eating mushrooms, just like
I think that's
floating,
possible.
Yeah, running around on hillsides together, you know, loving each other. But at the same time, I could see how that's very utopian. It's a nice idea. It wouldn't practically work.
No.
We need government and people, and it's crazy, man. I think I can't say what's going to happen because, like, you think about how much has changed in the last 10 years.
But you think of what it's going to be like.
Yeah, I would say, like, my own life and my family's life, we're going to try to do just that. Like, keep technology as a tool that we use for life, but there's a lot more to life than, you know, just, like, getting clout.
Yeah, exactly.
I see a lot of TikTok kids like all about the clout. It's like, all right, what does that mean when you don't care what other people think anymore? Because I feel like at some point everyone reaches this point where there's I think everyone cares about what people think, but you just care less. You're just like, the people that vibe with me, and the people that don't, and I'm not going to force it or be something I'm not. And so
yeah, that's the thing with age too.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, it'll be so curious to see where these kids that are growing up in like such a technology driven and social media driven world, like, because they're all pretty much kids now.
Yeah.
And it's like, when they grow up, what will they be like? And it's like, will that change? Will they start like craving more social interaction? Will they start like trying to expand and like not stay in that?
Yeah.
And I think that'll be kind of like the telltale sign of like what's to come kind of in the future. But
I think ultimately the danger is like, we have to get back to a certain thing, or this is the way a certain thing should look or be because it looked this way before. I think like, so one thing I'm really passionate or serious about is like, conservatism is a cool idea, but like when it comes to life and everything is in a state of change. So like every relationship you have, even your work and everything that we cling to, it's like in a constant state of flux and change. Nothing stays the same. So like putting a lot of energy and effort into trying to cling to some ideal about society or the future, it's always been in a state of flux. So whatever you're looking to was only a period of time, and it's gonna continue to change. So like roll with the change and just like, you know what you know and be about it.
Adapt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so curious to see what happens because like places are decriminalizing psychedelics, stuff like that. Like everything from that to like marijuana, like that's becoming more acceptable, and like it just seems like in 20 years, like the old state of thinking is like there's no way we're going to be in the same place we're at now.
My biggest fear with the I'm really excited about the decriminalizing of drugs. I think like part of America and the culture of America is that there's this rebellious nature to us. Like you can't tell us what to do. We're going to do what we want to do. You can't tell people not to do drugs. So you're going to do drugs. The fear I see is like all these people in Silicon Valley and they're like, we microdose so we're more productive. It's like, if you know anything about psychedelics at all or about like that culture, it's like breaking down the systems that hold us in place. And so you're going to microdose and take that drug so you can be more productive for your boss and making more money. That like defeats the whole purpose of it, to free yourself or at least like get yourself in a better headspace.
Just becoming more of a cog in the wheel.
Yeah. And that's like, from what I've seen, that's our one thing, not our one thing, the one thing that can help, but it's one thing that can help help us with, you know, being so identity driven. Yeah. I think it can be helpful, but it could also just become another thing.
Yeah, like and they work. That's one thing too. Like the working, I think, is going to be a big difference in 20 years. Like I don't know how the world's going to look or anything, but I don't think the 40-hour work week is going to be the standard. I think people are realizing that there's way more important things in life, and like there's companies that are starting to roll out different like. Oh, you get Friday off now, and then we're still paying you the same amount of salary, but you work Monday through Thursday, stuff like that. Like other countries are apparently doing like 30-hour work weeks or something like that. And there's more information and more studies coming out that the employees are actually happier, more productive, and get more done within that time frame than a longer work week. And they just get burned. Because I think people just work too much. Like it's, I mean, people, there's like, and you work too much and you feed into that same type of thing, like you're just doing the same thing every day, and then you come home and then you're tired and you don't have time for other hobbies or interests. And I mean, luckily we don't really experience that. Like we have the ability to kind of do whatever we want to do. Like we can explore other interests and stuff like that, and I'm grateful for that. But I see so many other people that just don't have that. And I just want it to be normal where people have the ability to just do whatever they want to do and not feel stuck and trapped and stuff like that. And hopefully that's going to change.
I feel like that's a big part of the culture too, is like the need to like work hard and overwork is like such a thing that's praised. It's like, well, rest is also really important.
Yeah.
If I could be like speak like spiritual language, it's holy to have rest. Like you're supposed to have that time where you can decompress and not be strained to be working. And it's like at that point, time trader is a funny thing because you're trading your time for like what you do at work.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
So like I love Brian and Nicole. I love working at Fireforge. It's great. But when I clock out, I'm on my time.
Yeah.
Like nothing gets in the way of that because that's you're not paying. That's my time.
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing I have to choose to give away. And I get to choose like what's worthy of giving that away. Some jobs I've worked way too long that aren't worthy of my time, you know? And so just like having that mindset of like, this is worth the time I'm trading for it. And this is like not, I gotta get out of here, you know? And I think like more people might see that like overworking or hustling real hard. Okay, you got some money in the bank, but did you hate your life for 5 years while you hustled and didn't have a social life at all? Or you could like, save a little bit, but at least enjoy your life along the way.
Yeah, exactly. Well, a lot of people's identity in America, at least, is tied to work. Like in order for you to feel like beneficial and like worthy, like it translate into your work. Like, are you doing a good job at that? And then and then you're just like consumed by that, and then that's like a big thing, and it's like, what are we doing?
Well,
Like,
most
is
time
that-
you meet somebody, the first thing they ask you is, "What do you do?"
Yeah,
Like,
what
what
do
do
you
you
do?
do to make
That's-
money? I'm like, that's just
I
what I,
try,
do to make
yeah,
money.
I try not to say that question,
Yeah.
because it's like, yes, and like luckily for me, it's like something that I like doing, but also like I feel like we've almost devalued, or it's just normal to have devalued your time. And now it's just like you're doing this and you're expected to do this, and it's worth a certain amount of money. It's like it's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird to me. Like I can't make just cannot make sense of it. Like I'm part of it and I'm doing it, but it just makes no sense to me.
It's also navigating your way in the world too, because you have to make money.
You have to, yeah.
Yeah, like when we first shut down because of the pandemic a year ago, I thought, like, before I worked at Fireforge, I was working at a couple coffee shops. I'm like, coffee and beer are not, like, when shit hits the fan in this world, people are not going out and spending money on coffee and beer. I need to find some skills that, like, I can trade for and make money for it, but I try not to be too doomsday about it. But it's like, yeah, I'm learning skills, but, like, when shit hits the fan, are you gonna be able to make money, provide for your family? You know, yeah, gotta look at that too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, everything's fine. We're all fine.
yeah, we're definitely all fine.
yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have a ton of good stuff going on. It's just weird to think about in that way. Like
Yeah.
if I just keep thinking about it, it just makes less and less sense. Like it's one of those things to me.
It makes sense to me.
Does it?
Like we've always, like, my answer is going to be way less deep than y'all's of what the world looks like in 20 years. To me, it's going to look very much the same as it does now. We'll be a little bit more advanced in terms of technology in terms of, social constructs. It's going to be very much the same as it is now. But the big difference is a lot of the people who are holding us back socially will be dead.
yeah.
A lot of the top brass will be dead. They'll be in the ground. So they're, we're going to, like, we were talking about this last week maybe. Gen Z is somewhere between us and whatever was before us. They're the radical version of us. So hopefully the next one will be the logical version of both of us. And they're going to be able
more
to...
radical.
I don't think they will, though. Like, Gen Z is insane.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the stuff, like I said last week, a lot of stuff they do is really good, but they're fucking nuts. So hopefully the next one, which will be like, what, the ones we're raising, is that going to be Soul?
I hope
Where we're
so,
like,
man.
listen, everyone matters,
Yeah.
but you can't cancel everyone that disagrees with you.
Well, I was gonna say, at that point, maybe everyone will be canceled, and then we'll all figure this shit out. Like,
See, Gen Z, it's all going to come back to bite them. As an entire whole generation, they're going to get canceled.
Well,
Like,
they're gonna
guys, you did
realize
some
we're-
good work, but you're done now.
It's like a small. It's like because I have nieces and nephews that are like in Gen Z, and
They're fucked because they're going to be.
actually-
They're going
not
to be.
that far different than we were when we were.
They're going to get bundled in with this insane, like, it all's done from a good place, but it's too much. You can't cancel everybody.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
That pendulum will just keep swinging, and somewhere it'll find its way to the middle.
Like, momentum's going to stop, and we're just going to be decent people. We're not going
only
to
hope.
care what color, what religion, what your pronouns, any of that shit. Just gonna. It's like, that's a person. I'll appreciate them as a human being.
Yeah.
So eventually we're going to get to that. I don't think that'll be in 20 years by any means. I think that's way down the line. But yeah, I think 20 years from now it's going to be very similar to right now.
It's gotta be. I don't understand why so many people care so much about what other people are doing. I don't understand that. Why do you care if they do this or they like this or they're this way or they look like that?
Just let people
What?
enjoy what they like to enjoy.
Yeah, it's stop.
Yeah.
Why is that affecting you so much? It's so silly to me.
Yeah, I think I was thinking about this today because I grew up really Christian, and like who cares if you like sleep with? Who cares what they're doing in their house over there?
Yeah.
Why does that affect me? But it's like, at what point do you draw that line? Because it's like, well, I don't mind if these people live the way they want to, but I don't necessarily want, like, well, I don't want to get myself canceled, but I don't want like a pedophile. Like, okay, well, you could just live however you want. So there is a line, but that line has shifted throughout history. Like to our parents or grandparents' generation, it was way back.
Well, see, that's the thing I always say, do whatever you want to do as long as you're not hurting someone else. If you're not impacting someone else negatively, do whatever you want. Who cares?
Yeah, consent, man. That's something that I think our generation is really getting a hold of. Not so much that dads should like protect their daughters, but like teach your boys how to like be a decent person. Yeah. That's something I never heard growing up. Was like, it's always like we got to protect our daughters because boys are boys or men are going to be the way men are. It's like, yeah, but also like we could kind of meet in the middle. Like you could teach men not to be scummy and like you not be so hard on your girls. But
see, that's where I was super lucky. Like whenever got at the age of starting to go to parties, my mom was like, "Listen, if people are drinking at these parties, you have to watch out for the girls that are there." She's like, "Because people are going to try and take advantage of them, and it's your job. If you're going to go to these parties, it's your job to stop stuff like that from happening." So I did hear that. I was one of the lucky because my mom's just a badass. Like she's made her life her own, like found her own way. So I heard that from, since I was 15, 16.
Yeah. Right on to your mom.
She's incredible. Yeah, she's the greatest.
See, I heard a lot about like purity, about making sure you didn't have sex before you were married,
that's what
not get a girl pregnant, but nothing to do with consent.
No,
one never taught me that.
Because in my family that was the thing. Like they wanted to like say, "Oh, don't do this," and then so if you're saying don't do this, then it's almost like the thing of like it doesn't exist in other senses. Like other people aren't doing it either because they shouldn't do it. So it's not happening. So it's taboo. So then you don't really get a good grasp on everything. And then, it's not good for people to grow up that way, in my opinion.
But I see that changing. I do see like consent being a very important thing to this generation. And like, that's all steps in the right direction. Like back to conservative, there wasn't something we have to get back to. Like it's going to keep changing. And it's like hopefully changing in the right direction for the better.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because we all agree. I mean, I feel like most people agree that there is right and wrong, and there's stuff like on the outskirts that people disagree on. But like, hopefully, we go towards like being gay isn't wrong. I feel like that should be a pretty common norm, but it's not.
So that's getting there. That's one of the things. Like in 20 years, that all the people that actually care, people that care about, they're going to be dead.
Yeah, like
they're going to be dead, and we won't miss them.
You think that, but there are small pockets where these people are still teaching their kids that. What I see there, too, is a lot of people not being around anyone different. So the people who do have a problem with it probably don't have any gay friends or have had a conversation with someone who is gay and knows their story or their way. I grew up really conservative, and so, like, I heard things growing up about, gay people and the way they choose to live. And it wasn't until I got to college and post-college and like actually got to know people who are gay and like hear some of the stories they had growing up in those environments where I was like, maybe I need to reevaluate the way I've been taught about this.
That's exactly how it was for me
life's terrible.
Like once I got to college, like getting out of the Manning bubble
and some people
was
just
such
don't get
a
out.
huge like life moment. You look back and you realize it now. But at the time, you had no idea. Like getting out of Manning, getting out of South Carolina, going somewhere else, and especially at film school, which you went to film school as well.
Yes.
So, like, there's such a huge, like, just range of eclectic people that, misfits, outcasts that find themselves wanting to make movies.
Yes, yeah.
The people you meet, it's just crazy. And that was, like, there was a friend of mine was, like, the first... I mean, who knows? We might have had gay friends growing up. We just didn't know it. But the first openly gay friend I ever had, and like having conversations with him, that's when you learn where you're like, oh, he just is exactly like me.
Yeah.
He just prefers penis.
And it doesn't matter.
And I don't have to have sex with him.
Yeah.
I don't have to touch him.
And
I can just be friends with him.
Infect you.
He's not going to attack me with his cock. So this is fine.
Yeah, and I had a couple friends in film school at Bob Jones. I went to Bob Jones, unfortunately, and like I had friends in film school. I was in school with them for 4 years, and didn't find out they were gay till after we were both out. And you know, I've apologized, like, dude, I'm sorry if you didn't feel like you'd tell me. And it's just like the culture there, the way things are, you just keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
And until I heard like what it was like growing up in the houses they grew up in, and going to Bob Jones, I just like made me totally reevaluate a lot of my beliefs, not just about that issue, but about a lot of different things.
Well, I'm convinced we're almost like, I mean, for me growing up, I guess I could say I feel like it was the community we grew up in too. But you're almost like brainwashed in a sense to like, this is the only way. This
have
is
to
the
conform
only thing. You
to
have
this
to
thought,
conform.
like, process.
And like a lot of people don't get out of that, and it's like there's multiple ways. Like for me, it just started like not making sense to me when I was like 14, 15, and then so it's time to go to church, and then I would just run and hide. Because I didn't want to do it. It made no sense. And
like
then I would start telling
animal.
and then I was like, I don't believe it. I don't want to do this. This is stupid. And then you feel like crazy and bad. And but then there's the other way of like you start getting out into the world too, and you realize, oh, this is ridiculous.
Not
this
what
doesn't
I've been
all make
told.
sense. Yeah. Like there's other viewpoints and stuff.
Well, see,
and
that's the thing. Like you could go out and meet people and hear new like thought processes and viewpoints and still land back where you were.
Yeah.
Just have more of a like a broader spectrum of how the world at large is versus like I always talk about the Manning bubble.
Yeah.
Because it was such a small town we grew up in. And, you know, 90% of the way people think is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. These again, if they're not hurting people, who care? I don't care what you believe in. You can worship, you know, feet. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
As you should.
But to just get out of like surrounded by like-minded people, even if you're not doing it to, you know, broaden your mind, but just to hear other people's thoughts, I think is a super important thing.
Very important.
And it's, I mean, I'm terrified to think of the person I would have been if I never was open to like hearing what other people think and actually thinking about it.
Yeah.
Versus like being like, okay, well,
I think you can imagine. Like that's the thing that I've thought more and more about. It's like that's why I don't agree with it, but I can understand why people are homophobic or have all these issues. It's because they grew up kind of in a similar way to we grew up. They just never questioned it, and they never got out of it, and they never like thought or heard anything different. And that's just this is what it is. This is who I am. I'm here now.
And it adds another layer of complexity when it's like, this isn't just the way that we think or the way that, you know, your family thinks. This is the way that God thinks, the guy who made all this.
Yeah, you can't argue with that.
You know, when I've talked to my parents about this, like when you say like, hey, we're your ultimate authority and what we say goes and you can't question it, you just have to roll with it.
Yeah.
Well, like that'd be a really whack parent to say that to their kid. Like I couldn't imagine saying that stuff to Soul. Like whether you agree or not, you just have to follow because I'm your parent. But when you switch it on God, like, well, these are God's rules, so you can't question them. You just have to follow them. But when those two things are the same, it's like, what is this? It's just like and then you can't trust yourself because you're sinful or bad.
Yeah.
You know, that's just a recipe for control and for controlling the way people think. And you have to follow this way of being. And to break out of that isn't just like letting go of God or your idea of God and what God wants. It's like letting go of your family and your whole community at church and all that, and that can be scary for people too.
It is. It's super
it's definitely scary, but I don't think at this point, I don't even think it runs that deep.
Yeah.
I think you like
just don't be a dick.
Just live how you want as long as you're not being negative to people. Like it doesn't matter. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter about community and all that. Like I could still have conversations with anyone. I don't even think it runs. It's just like there is a certain percent of people who care about what other people do.
Yeah.
And I don't value their opinion. I'm worried about me and how I treat people and how the people I have around me treat people. So I don't even think it runs that deep of
Yeah.
like losing a thing. I think you gain yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
You gain your own way.
Yeah.
And still just, be fine with everyone as long as they're not being assholes.
And that small minority that I think is asshole-ish and like forces their way on people, it's just a control thing. Like if something's out of control in their life, if I can control whether they fuck or not, then like everything's good because it's the way it should be. It's like a control thing.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
And when people are like that, like I just hear them, and it's like in one ear out the other. And I just think, man, you're a real idiot, huh? And it's fine. And then I don't have to be around him if I don't want.
And go about your day.
Yeah, and
believing
it doesn't
whatever.
change how I'm going to think or how happy or sad I am that day. I'm just like, oh, there's an idiot. Catch you later.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I
I'll be
really
here
don't
with
care what
you.
other people think like about their lives anymore.
Yeah.
Unless,
Yeah.
and, like, I care about what you guys think about your lives. Y'all are my friends.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm just trying to not be as sad as I am right now and just kind of have a little bit of fun every now and then.
Yeah.
Find a little bit of meaning here and there. And hopefully, if I die tomorrow or in 80 years, I did something I kind of liked.
I think that's the
You
goal.
know?
Finding the joy in the little things.
I think that is the goal.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, the more and more,
Because
like,
none of it matters.
That's the thing. It's
None
like
of it matters
it's
at
like
all.
the more and more I have this mindset that I have now, it's like I'm happy with the way I think and what I believe and stuff like that. But you're right. Like the less and less it really matters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not even necessarily happy with what I believe or think.
Yeah.
It's just what I think.
Yeah.
That's just how my brain is.
Yeah.
And here we are now.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm jealous sometimes of people that are so blissfully like comforted and like calmed by something else because it's like they're just happy all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like
Not
at the same time I
burdened.
don't want to think that. It's just like part of me is jealous in a sense of like, but I don't want to think that. I want to. I need to think that like it means nothing, or I need to be sad, or I need to do that to be able to, in order to feel and think the things that I think.
Well,
So
I feel
it's
like
fine.
you got to get to a point where you're like, it really doesn't matter before you can choose what does matter.
Yeah.
Because then you're trying to figure out the things that matter in life. But when you get to the point where like, do you remember your great grandfather?
No.
Unless you have a rich family history where they're all named
His name was
John.
Ernest, and
Yeah, like you don't. So whatever you
he had a
think
strong
or do,
lash hand.
He made you go get your own lashing
Switch.
from the back. But really, like when you realize, like I don't remember I don't know who these people are. That's gonna be you and me, and like Soul might remember me, but his grandchildren won't. And so like, I'll just do right by the people I can and make
Yeah.
the best of it. And what do you want the life to look like?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all you can do.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it all becomes fun when it doesn't matter so much. Yeah.
It's
Take
true.
yourself less seriously.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely, like, now that I don't take myself so seriously, I wish it was more fun. Oh, I'm so sad. But that's not because it's just life.
I'll give you a hug later. It's
Thanks,
okay.
man.
It's gonna be all right, man. It's going
We'll get
somewhere.
there. We'll see what happens.
Something matters. It's the little things.
You guys matter.
Yeah. It's finding the people and the things that matter. And
That's
sometimes
right.
it takes time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, time.
Sometimes you do drugs to fill the void, man. It's just whatever. You get by. Dude, there's nothing wrong with getting by either. Like,
No.
sometimes you get by for a while. It's like a wave. You ride the thriving
Yeah.
times, and then there are times where you just get by for a couple months.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good for you.
I
Yeah.
don't think it's bad
Let's hope
for you.
so.
All right. On that sad note, do we want to talk about anything else? Or are you
I mean, we got to watch at least one or two of the
Gonna watch
videos
one?
I,
Oh, yeah.
I brought.
TikToks?
All right,
No,
this is a
that
fun one.
wasn't-
This is a fun one.
All right.
They're all kind of fun though. This is a fun one.
Oh, you fucker.
So pause it.
You did it.
Describe what we're seeing right now.
I don't know. It's a guy with a fake mustache.
He's
that
got a
has-
fake mustache, which is guarding his real mustache, and he's got these two wax sticks in his nose to wax his nose hairs.
Oh,
wow.
okay. All right.
Okay. Oh.
You did it.
No! Oh, fuck, it won't come out.
In the eye.
I can't even.
Oh, you have to pull it for me. I can't, it won't come out.
I can't do it.
So come here and just pull it out. Come here.
Come
I just told you it won't come out.
I can't do it.
Just do it. The right one.
This one.
Yeah, do it. Ah!
So she
It's
didn't
the
get
hand
it.
slipped.
Fucking out. You're supposed to pull
Just pull it out!
Pull it out, I said.
Pull it in.
Christ. Oh, whose idea was this?
Pull it!
Right, you ready?
Pull it out.
Just
God.
pull it.
Ah!
He's got a nice bald nose now.
It does look
Really
nice
can
and
breathe
clean,
better.
though.
We need to try this on the podcast.
I'd do that. You
Oh,
know
yeah.
that feeling of like if you
Pull
pluck a
one
nose-
and you tear up.
Yeah, you like tear. It's like tickling almost.
Now imagine all of them at one
I
time.
feel pretty good.
We should try it.
I think I'd definitely try that.
Call him.
100%. I'm not gonna call him.
Call him and ask him who he
Hey,
used.
oi.
Oi!
Yeah,
Speaking of oi, we forgot to reference Margot Day last week.
we did. Yeah,
It's Margot Day.
St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Man, we
yeah.
were talking about it.
We
Yeah.
dropped
were,
the ball.
yeah.
on
Little
that.
Margot.
Old
for
St.
sure.
Patrick.
Yeah, I mean,
What else we
he
got?
was celebrated.
This is a fun one.
I feel like I've seen.
This is a
this
nice
guy
science biology
before.
lesson
I've
for
seen
us.
this guy before.
If a guy's nut gets broke, it just fucking swells up instantly. Because I reached in more than one guy's pants and just fucking squeeze him up.
Did what?
Yeah, fuck yeah. I'll win a fight in a heartbeat, dude. I'll shove my hand in your pants. I will grab your nutsack and I will squeeze till that fucker pops.
He's a survivor.
Wow.
do you
He's
think of
popped
that?
nuts.
Dude, very confident in his sexuality,
Yeah,
too.
he's fine.
just
Like-
I'll just reach in there and pop that nut.
If he's in battle, he's grabbing nuts and popping them in his hand.
Maybe he knows he's not the strongest, he's not the fastest, but he's
Definitely
the
not
dirtiest.
the fastest,
Quick with that nut pop.
but he can put his hand on a nut.
Yeah, he can pop a nut.
Got
Good,
nut-seeking hands.
good for him. See any? All right.
See up to the nut popper.
This one, do you want me to? I'll do the other one before your favorite.
Okay, so this one goes back. You guys will remember a few weeks ago the guy who said, "But if frogs had pockets, they'd keep rocks in to throw at snakes." So this guy popped up, and he's just coming up with his own expressions that are like that.
Okay.
So this is fun.
Man, it's colder than a dead guy's dick. Well, butter my butt and call me butter ass, because this moonshine is strong. Tickle my tits and fuck my dog. The salsa's picante. Piss, 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 piss. Now this is how you finalize a divorce. This peach cobbler's so good it makes me want to put my nana in a burlap sack and bury her alive. Well, punch my parakeet and throw me in an open grave. This is the best surprise party I ever had.
Throw me in an open grave's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like the peach pie one too, with Nana's throwing her sack.
How about
Bury
piss, 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 piss?
it. That one took a turd.
That took a sad turn.
Do you think this guy wrote these down?
Yeah.
Or do you think he had them on the fly?
I think he wrote them down.
He
Kind of
wrote-
practiced them a
yeah,
little bit.
remember.
Took
It's,
some time.
yeah, he did a couple takes. Yeah, good for him.
Now, the last one. You've heard of Captain America, right? I think we may have found the new top contender who's going to defeat Jason Bourne
Okay.
in the upcoming Bourne
It
movie.
looks like he's got a shield back
He has
here,
a
huh?
shield?
And he's like chopping wood.
you know
maybe?
Captain America, right?
Yeah.
Let me introduce you to who I like to call Captain Appalachia.
Okay. Wow.
so fast.
He's got some
speed. He's got that inbred speed.
like a bull in a china shop, dude. He's just
Those movements, though ruckus, they look ruckus, are very calculated.
Very accurate.
Yeah.
Just
let's
the.
see.
I mean,
He goes head, torso.
Jason Bourne is screwed.
Yeah, he's got
Captain
a lot of
Appalachia.
power. Look at this. That first punch is my favorite, honestly.
That short jab.
Look at how like weak it is. Look, and it's just a lot. It's so you're not watching. If you're not watching, it's 3 cut logs and like the top
Stacked
log,
up.
stacked up, and he just knocks the first one off.
Just
as
a
his
quick
first
little
move.
jab.
Little baby punch.
Yeah.
So we think new top contender, Captain Appalachia.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay.
Got the super serum.
At least he's got a shield. At least he's got something that makes a little more sense.
Yeah, it's vibranium.
Gloves on. Yeah. Cool.
Good luck, Jason Bourne.
Yeah, good luck.
There was a stat cast up against you.
Why don't we just get all of them against him?
He'd die.
Who's honing those?
He's got to
skills?
fight them one at a time, you know.
And we did have this that was sent in too.
Oh yeah, the first official submitted Greyboys meme referencing last episode about the cave systems, and you said it's actually all just Dave's.
That's good. Okay, so I saw a glance of this earlier, and I did not remember the reference. So that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's the 2 astronauts meme. If you're just listening, where one of them's like, "Wait, it's all just Dave's," looking out at Earth, and the other one says, "Always has been's," about to glock him in the back of the head. And over Earth, Sonya, shouts out Sonya, superimposed a cave system with a bunch of stalactites, stalagmites, and David Attenborough, David Duchovny, David Bowie, and
David Tennant.
David Tennant, and it's all just Dave's. Always has been.
That's pretty good. He looks good.
Duchovny is cool as shit. Dude.
Yeah. Californication.
Austin X-Files.
You liked him in that better?
Oh yeah.
California. He
Mulder.
was cool in that
He
too.
was very cool in that. Kind of a piece of shit though.
Yeah, kind of.
Just a really.
But you still liked him somehow.
I like the show.
I still liked him in the show.
You were rooting for him, but you also wanted him to change his ways.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you were
no
still.
comment. Never
Gotcha.
seen it.
Hot take.
Yeah. Got a lot of opinions.
Highly
right now.
recommend.
It's a very funny show.
Okay.
What you guys been watching lately? You watching anything good?
I'm trying to watch a bunch of movies.
Yeah, you're still trying to hit your numbers. Get those numbers up. You've fallen behind though.
I'm like 18 days behind right now. 18 movies behind.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, I can catch that up pretty quick. But I watched Moxie last night. That was fun. New Netflix movie.
Okay.
Directed by Amy Poehler.
Okay, I like Amy.
Oh, I've seen the.
It was
trailer
fun.
for that.
Watching the Challenge on MTV shows in Floribama
Trash
Shore.
I have heard about the challenge. It's a little bit of Survivor, but like with consistent players. Yeah. Worth
Floribama
watching?
Shore. Oh yeah. Well, that's the weird thing. It might be difficult to start the challenge
Okay.
now if you haven't watched it before because
Yeah.
there's like returning people.
Okay.
Floribama Shore though, if you go to season 1 because they're only now airing the 4th, you'll fall in love with them immediately.
Okay.
They're absolute trash and hilarious.
Yeah, it's trash TV. I've struggled to watch it by myself, but I can enjoy it if I'm watching it with somebody else.
See, I watch. I'm a big fan of the Bachelor Nation, ironically, but also it's just like entertaining to watch, man. So
Have you ever done a Bachelor or Bachelorette bracket?
No, I have not. That sounds
a friend
fun,
of
man.
mine that I
New
used
March
to work
Madness.
with.
Dude, I could get into that.
Yeah, he would do Bachelor, Bachelorette brackets.
I get really invested, you know.
Ah,
like in each of the people, and it's a specific type of person that wants to be on the show and really believes they can find a partner on the show. But yeah,
If you were going to be on one reality show and succeed, what
easy.
would it be?
Either Survivor, because I love the social aspect of it. You know, you get to play challenges and all that, but you get to like hang out at camp and like make friends and stuff. But also, The Amazing Race would be pretty dope, just because you could travel across the world.
But do you think you could win? Would you have a good chance of winning?
Depends on who my partner
You
was.
have to train a lot.
Yeah,
get ready
depends
for
on
it.
who my partner was too.
That's a big part of it.
Rendlin and I could not do The Amazing Race together. No.
Shouts out Rendlin.
Yeah, much love. But no, it'd depend on who my partner was.
What reality show would you do good on?
90 Day Fiance.
So you would find a foreigner, or you'd go to a foreign country?
That's the only options?
There's only
like
two.
That.
There's
It
one way or
seems
the
like-
other.
Yeah, that seems.
If
to
you're
going to
be on that show.
maybe they come to me.
So if you'd meet a foreigner online,
Yeah.
fall in love with them real quick, and then do the K9
Opposite.
visa,
Mm.
they'd fall in love with you,
Yeah.
and you don't like them, but you're just bringing them over for.
Dude,
Possibilities? I don't know.
You have 90 days. So are you hoping to fall in love with them in the 90 days?
I hope to fall in love with them.
Okay, so there's some sort of connection there.
And then they actually, they feel it too.
mm.
But I don't want to. Never mind. I'm not doing that. That's so stupid.
So not 90 Day
No, not
Fiance.
that. I would do the challenge.
Oh, you think you could do the challenge? You have way better of a shot of being Big Ed than you do CT.
Well, here's the thing, though. If I'm doing the challenge, I'm going on a couple cycles first.
You're gonna roid up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good plan.
I'm gonna go in a couple cycles. If I go in a couple cycles before I do the challenge, I feel like I got a chance to be at least middle of the road.
Middle of the road, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
How are you with puzzles? Not good.
Yeah, not great at puzzles.
Yeah, you're not
but then
good
I get. That's when your partner comes into play.
If you have partners on that season, you don't know when you go into the house.
That's true. I can drink anything.
See, that's
can
what I
chug
like.
anything.
That's what I like about The Bachelor.
It's like
We
2
talk about
challenges
like
a season.
they just get free drinks the whole time. If you're just hanging at the house with a bunch of bros drinking beers,
That
that's
sounds-
you
that
gotta
doesn't sound
entertain
bad.
a girl for an hour a night. Yeah,
And
that
then
sounds great.
I bet you too, because they're in that situation, they don't even need to cycle. Because I bet like they're in a situation where they're all trying to be the alpha, and like they're getting around each other, and
And they
everybody's
got
trying to
time.
like be dominant, and so their testosterone is naturally going up. I bet people gain some muscle when they're on that show.
I wouldn't doubt
There
it.
needs to be a study done.
I think so.
Yeah.
Pheromone study too. See if they get more potent.
We need to call some scientists.
Take them to the Bachelor. They have a scientist on site at all times.
What show would you be on?
Keeping up with the Kardashians. And I would just make.
What role would you play?
I would be
Bruce?
Scott Disick's friend,
It'd be easy.
and
yeah, it'd be
then
fun.
make Kendall Jenner fall in love with me.
That sounds good.
Solid plan.
So, yeah, you should try it.
I've been
DM
trying.
him.
All right. Yeah, you're right. I'll shoot him a text later.
Yeah, you'll be friends.
Hey,
Share
guy,
some memes.
I got stories. It was fun.
Cool to hang out with.
What's Kendall up to? Shouts out Jordan. Speaking of Kendall, our friend Jordan Bunts. Are we wrapping it up there, or we keep going?
You can wrap it up.
All right. Shouts out Craig. Thank you so much for joining us, man. It's not going to be the only time for sure.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Man, shouts out to probably the most serious episode of our podcast ever.
In a while, at least.
In a while.
In a while. We got pretty serious here sometimes.
Shouts out Sharks. Shouts out Captain Appalachia. And shouts out you, Jerry, always.
Thanks.
And shouts out Mayonnaise.
Shouts out to Gen Z. Hope you turn around once you come of age. Shouts out technology too. Shouts out you, Craig. Shouts out you, John. Looking at a good-looking bunch of guys across from me. Shouts out to buttholes and your fingers in your own buttholes. And shouts out to people that don't care about what other people do. And that's all I got.
It's great.
Craig?
Shouts out to Lidl for this great bottle of wine. It's part of the Adventure series.
Yeah.
So highly recommend. It was delicious.
This was an adventure.
Oh yeah. It was an adventure series. Shouts out to my family, Rendlin, of course, and baby Soul, badass kid. And shouts out to the Greyboys,
Thank you, man.
being good people and having me on. I'm very grateful and feel very blessed.
So you're going to have a podcast coming out soon as well.
Oh yeah. So that's tentatively the plan. I mean, we made an Instagram, so there is some pressure to follow through.
Yeah.
It's
Just in
called-
case.
Yeah.
It's at
It's at the Traveling Yeti Brewcast. So my wife and I are renovating an RV, and we're gonna go travel around the United States with our little boy, visiting breweries and talking about flights and the beers and the different breweries there. And see how that goes. But yeah, shouts out to that.
And if people would like to follow you, it's at
The Gentle Yeti on Instagram. So
shouts out to Gentle Yeti.
Yeah, give me a follow, and thank you guys much.
Yeah, anytime,
thanks,
man.
Yeah.
All right, catch you nerds on the flip.
Yeah, see you guys.
Bye. Just let Craig do the outro.